guys, welcome back to Something Blue TV. In this week's video, we're going to be talking wedding flowers. I'm going to be taking you through how to create your dream wedding on a budget. Alright guys, story time. When I started looking at wedding flowers, I had no idea there were so many options. All I knew is what I wanted my room to look like. And of course, because I'm a very creative person, I had big dreams and big visions for what I wanted my room to look like. So I started looking around. Obviously, I started on Instagram. I started to see all these beautiful floral wedding planners that created beautiful work. So I called a couple of them. I met with a couple of them. The first one I met with, they made my vision come to life on paper. I was absolutely in love. When they gave me the price tag, that was a different story. So I was almost willing to pay that much money because all I cared about was what my room looked like that day. So I come home and I talk to Calvin and I start to propose this proposal to Calvin. Typical girl, you start talking about all the glitz and glamour before you actually give them the price. Finally, he goes, okay, so how much is this going to be? When I told him what the price tag to what I wanted was $7,000, all you heard was, actually, in his case, all you heard was. That's when I noticed that I needed to come down to reality and start to look around and look for other florists. Called a couple of florists and I came across with the sweetest florist. She really worked with my budget and she really helped me still keep the essence of what I wanted my room to look like. I'm going to be taking you through 5 inspirations on what I think is pretty much trending right now for 2020 and 2021 and how to create it on a budget. First inspiration, secret garden. I hear a lot of brides wanting to create this like whimsical secret garden vibe at their wedding. The problem with secret garden weddings is that to really create that vibe, you need many different flowers. So I'm going to insert some pictures on the screen and then I'm going to talk you through them. So when you're creating a secret garden inspired wedding, my suggestion is that you find a venue that already has this aesthetic, because then you're going to spend less money on trying to create a garden feel. So find a venue that has a garden feel and then add to it. On these images, you're going to see many different layered flowers and different types of flowers. So this is going to bring your budget up a little bit more. So my suggestion is that if you want to create a secret garden, pick 3 different flowers and stick with them. Juliet Roses is a very romantic rose and it has that dusty pink feel, like if you were walking through a garden. Another flower that's a big filler is hydrangeas. So hydrangeas are really romantic and it'll give you that secret garden feel. And then the third option to combine with those other 2 are peonies flowers. They're a little bit on the expensive side, but they're big, they're lush, and they're going to give you that secret garden feel. Another tip that I have is, I know that I've inserted an arc on this inspiration. If you're handy, you can DIY it with faux flowers. And then what you can do is, like I said in my last video, you can repurpose some flowers. So you can maybe have all high centerpieces and put them all along your column for your ceremony. And then when your ceremony is done, you can bring them in and display them on your tables. Inspiration number 2, romantic inspired wedding. Now this is one of the inspirations that I was looking at for my wedding, so I hold it very close to my heart. When you're looking at a romantic inspired wedding decor, you're going to look at roses. You're going to start looking at delicate lighting, look at muted blush pinks combined with a white color palette, and then of course some greenery. When I was looking for romantic wedding inspirations, I was looking at candelabras. So candelabras can be very romantic, but you also need to be a little bit flexible with your budget. What I suggest to do is, let's just say you have 10 tables. To save a little money, have 5 high centerpieces and 5 low centerpieces. A couple of flowers that you can look into when you want to create a romantic feel at your wedding is the mondial rose. So this rose blooms a little larger, so it fills a little bit more, and then you can add some greenery, and then you can ask your florist to add a couple of muted blush pink roses or lavender roses. Inspiration number 3, your traditional inspired wedding. So this is going to be very crisp white, all white roses, lots of candles, very dreamy. If you want an abundance of roses, what you can do is opt for the more budget-friendly roses. So the two are white chocolate, or the most common are white chocolate and Tibet. They don't bloom as big, but they bloom big enough to fill in centerpieces. You also want to pair this with greenery. Another way you could save money is maybe have smaller centerpieces, have them all low, no high tops, and then add a lot of candles around, or votives around the room, to give it that traditional feel. Inspiration number 4, which is one of my favorites, is rustic. So with rustic, you could play around a lot with rustic, and it could be very minimalistic. So what you want to think when you think rustic, and I'm going to include some pictures, is maybe do an eucalyptus garland across the table. Maybe you want to add some sunflowers in a mason jar with a couple of baby's breath, which is very inexpensive. Another thing that you're going to use for rustic weddings is either string lights or lots of candles. And with a rustic wedding, what's great is that you can DIY a lot of your stuff. And finally, inspiration number 5, baby's breath magic. You would be surprised what you can do with baby's breath. Baby's breath is one of the most inexpensive flowers because they're fillers. I'm going to insert some pictures on a wedding that just had baby's breath. It is absolutely stunning. You can do a whole centerpiece on baby's breath and just have a simple, chic, but beautiful look to your wedding. All right guys, I hope that you liked some of my inspirations and some of my tips on how to create these on a budget. I wish you guys happy florist shopping, and I will see you guys next Sunday. Make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell button, and comment below on maybe some of your florists that you want to recommend. I hope you guys have a great day, and see you guys later. Bye!